Hey everyone, so we're back with another weekly video. This is the Pip Breakdown Part 2. So in this video, we'll just be touching on some major currency pairs, and from there we'll be projecting to see where these currency might be headed in the week to come. And then we can just stay updated. Remember, we need that candle by candle update, just so we can stay updated with what's going on, how the market is feeling, and we'll go ahead and work with that. So I really don't want to go ahead and make these videos too long, so I don't want to cut these down to like 10 minutes and try to capture just the major currency pairs. I definitely won't have the time to touch on all these currency pairs within 15-minute time frame, 10-minute time frame. So let's just jump in and see where the market is now and where it has the possibility of going. So we're starting off with Australian US dollar. Right now, I'm not going to touch in the Fibonacci, just general direction. So seeing from the weekly time frame, we can see the overall market structure being down. Just a second, let me go ahead, turn this on. So yeah, as I was saying, we can see that the general market structure is down because of this, right? We're making new lows. So because we expect the trend to continue until it ultimately changes, and it hasn't changed, so we expect a new low, right? So going on to the lower time frame, just to grab some more detail, we can see that the candles rose, they were making these higher highs, it fell. And then what has happened recently is that price rose back up to this weekly resistance area right here. And price ultimately, it did break up. And if you watched the first Pip breakdown video, you would see that I was expecting price to go up simply because price did break above the resistance area. Though price came back into the resistance area, consolidated for a while, maybe like a whole week, and then price dropped back through the resistances, through the supports, and basically from where it is now, you can expect those previous market structure and the higher trend market structure to continue and at least come to this area, this support area, for its first target before we'll be looking for further decline. We want that update to see what the market is doing at that time, right? You know, there lies the possibility that all these currencies want to turn around once maybe the Australian will start feeling stronger at that point in time. So then we can have the opportunity to buy this currency. But like I said, we need that update for the market to be telling us to do something like that. But for what we do have now, we're just looking to see price come down here for its first target, and then to continue on with the higher trend, a new low should be formed, right? So next currency that we're going to touch on, let's just jump on one of these Canadians. So we can tell price did what we expected from last week, came from this resistance area to this support. Now from here, this is a bearish candle. We're just looking to see if the bears will continue through the support, or bulls will try to come in and bring it back to the top. That's really as far as this pair goes. From the higher time frame, we are making new lows, right? So we should expect from the daily time frame that we will get new lows as well, right? But we got to see what price actually plans to do here. So moving on from that one, I'll try to touch on as many pairs while going in depth, keeping it simple. I definitely do not want to make the process seem complicated or anything like that. I'm gonna just try to touch on as much pairs as I can while keeping this video 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes, something of the sort. So the next one that we're gonna jump to is the Euro USD. Now, I was expecting this price I was expecting this price to decline, and then I believe I exited my position somewhere along this line here, just because I was seeing that the market structure could have turned out to be bullish. New high here, right? And then failure to continue downwards. I wasn't totally bullish on this pair, though I could have seen the possibility, like I said in the previous video, if market structure had developed in a way to close on top of this resistance area, then I would have been looking to buy to the next resistance, right? But that was not the case, and currently is not the case. So price still remains below this resistance area, and that being said, we expect those new lows. First of all, price should come back to this support area, first targets. Second targets will be new lows. And this overall market structure is down as well, right? No key areas. If we wanted to draw a zone like this, we totally could. Most definitely is one down here, right? So we're kind of just waiting for price to develop, show us what it wants to do from this area. If price wants to close above this, then we can be on the lower time frame looking for that market structure to lead us up, right? And you can pair this with correlation as well, see if the other euro pairs are moving in the same direction, or the US pairs are moving in the same direction, or the exact opposite, depending whether you're trading the the USD-X pairs or the X-USD pairs, right? So our bias for this is ultimately down because we are below the resistance. And that being said, if price does close above, we're looking for that market structure to continue upwards, right? And then once price returns to this support area, then we're going to see how the candles are developing. Does it want to go back up, or does it want to keep going down, right? So this structure, right, we can see it's making new lows. Let's just see what the other euros are doing. This euro is on the verge of making highs. This one is falling. This one is it was falling and is currently in this support area, falling, right? So we can get the general idea that the euro is kind of weak, right? So it's not like things are telling us to buy. The only thing is the euro NZD, and I believe this is because the New Zealand is very weak right now. Like if I just touch on some of these pairs, very weak. It's falling, very weak, right? So that can totally be the reason why Euro New Zealand is being pushed up. But seeing as how the New Zealand dollars are approaching a major support area, a really major support area, we can be looking to see the Euro NZD might slow down, because this was a very strong weekly resistance. We'll see how price wants to react, whether it wants to close back below this area or not in the week to come. But let's just jump to the next pair, which is going to be the pound US dollar. So starting from the higher time frames, right, we see the market structure was overall down, right? So from this point, we just expect new lows. Trends should continue until the end, and then from there, so we can see price came to this really major monthly support area and then rose up, and from the daily time frame, I believe we were getting that bullish market structure, and price is currently now in the weekly resistance. I was previously neutral on this position just because I didn't want to trade it while it's in the resistance area, the weekly resistance area for that matter, because price normally just consolidates there for a while, because it's like, if you're on the 1 hour time frame trading, the consolidation is going to seem much longer than when you're on the daily, and you can see that it is in such an influential area, and price is just consolidating. On the daily time frame, the consolidation seems much less. So given the market structure, the short-term bullish market structure and the long-term market structure is telling you that it's a bearish setup. So once price is back in this weekly resistance as it is now, we're looking for our major trend to continue. So either, like personally, I'll be taking the short from here at least to this support area, and then I'll be looking for more market structure to show me that price wants to continue downwards. And then this is ultimately the first target, and then followed by if price wants to make new lows. If price makes new lows though, it's going to be really crazy because price hasn't been this low in wouldn't be that low in a very long time. This is like since October 2016, right? So I'm sure if that does happen, if price does manage to break that far down, then you're going to see on the news Brexit, whatever the case may be. I'm not really a financial news trader, so but I already know if the price gets that low, there's going to be something on the news about Brexit or something bad is going on in their country regardless. So let's just go to the New Zealand US dollar. So from the weekly time frame, we can see that price it's actually currently approaching this very strong monthly support area, right? So, and the previous market structure is making new lows. So we're just waiting for price to hit this and see what it'll do. Going from the daily time frame, I can see that price has just hit it, like on Friday's candle. So from here, we're just going to see how the market develops. Does it want to form a bullish candle? Does it want to form a bearish candle? And then just from there, if using our market structure, using our trading plan mainly, we can get an idea for how to trade long positions if price shows that it wants to go long, or how to trade short positions if price decides that it wants to continue falling, right? So given this, we're just going to wait to see how market develops here. We could get that bullish market structure. The bullish market structure would be like ideal and perfect, but we all know that market can just go straight up, right? And then that bearish market structure would also be ideal, but then we also know that the market can just go straight down. So we got to wait to see how the candles want to develop. Maybe we might even consolidate here for like a month, or we'll consolidate here for a week. Who knows? You got to see how those candles update. So next, we're just going to jump into USD CAD. Now, price has been consolidating in this area for a very long time. Though it's not like the bias has ever changed. The price is still showing, is still indicating that it wants to fall. So we're still going to work with that. Now, price was making these lower lows, retraced all the way back up into this area, consolidated. We got that crazy market structure, kind of showed us a new low, but also showed us a new high, shows price is very indecisive, right? But we got that new low here, showing us once again that price would like to continue downwards. We got a retracement back to the strong resistance area. So from here, we're just looking for that market structure to continue downwards. This here would be our first target. This here would be our first target, while this here would be our second target, the previous low. And we can see that price has been rejecting. I call this in the Telegram group as well, that we're looking for price to decline in this area. So from the lower time frames, you can capitalize on these. You don't got to stay in for the entire trade. You don't have to wait for it to hit the take profit. You just get what you came to get and you're gone. Let's touch on the US Japanese yen. So these are actually from the last Pip Breakdown video. So just from what we can see here, from breaking this structure here, we were expecting price to go straight to this resistance. We can see that it's having a difficult time, and judging by the US dollars, what the US dollar is doing, I get the impression as though it's the US dollar leading this pair right now, and the US dollar is just feeling weak because we had that decline there, then we got that push up. Actually, no, this wasn't a decline. We got that market closed up here for the previous Friday, opened with that gap down, and then it's just showing a hard time, right? Because price isn't just effortlessly pushing upwards. It's showing indecision, and then we get the red candles with the green candles. It's not really showing us one dominant thing. So the idea is there that price can return to this support zone for initial opportunities, and then from there we'll go on to determine the US dollar strength, also taking into consideration the Japanese yen strength as well to see if price wants to continue downwards. Like I say, that market structure would be perfect. And then, or price wants to go like this. And then from here, that market structure. Right? But ideally, this is still our target. This resistance is still our primary target, simply because price has broken above this. And if you haven't already broken even on a trade like this from the Telegram, then I believe I did mention that you should have been broke even, because this pair already increased, let's say 97 pips, right? So from that point, at least you could have grabbed some profits or whatever. And once price comes back into this area, we got to see if we're getting those bullish or bearish market structure. So that's it for today, guys. This video slightly over 15 minutes. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. I will be making these videos weekly, and I'm just excited to see how my market analysis actually turns out and providing the value to you guys, because you guys said you guys enjoy seeing my market analysis, and you guys, it's helping improve your trading skills. So that's just really good. If you have any ideas for me to improve, just let me know. Shoot me a DM at 247pip, and make sure you like, comment, and share this video. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for the next video.